Alrighty, everybody, welcome to Casual Sports Talk Podcast, Final Four College Football Edition. And now we got a gentleman right over here who's excited to know that I had a bad 2025 Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. Here's Douglas.
You know, Stu, the Lions stunk on Christmas Day as well, so I'm right there with you.
What?
And they lost on New Year's Eve too. The Wolverines also lost on New Year's Eve too. So,
but it's a bowl playoffs. Just saying.
Yeah, that's fair. We weren't good enough for the playoffs, but I gotta ask you this as a Buckeye fan. This year, you beat Michigan, but don't win the national title. What year is better?
I think last year was better.
That's what I think most people would say.
It's been a terrible last year. This is like awful. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but like I said, this has been a tough one. So, Douglas, what did you think about the Final 8 playoffs right now last week before we do our preview for the Final Four?
Well, a couple of thoughts. First, we were texting about this in our group chat, how I don't like the spacing, and even Oregon's coach Dan Lanning is kind of over it because now we're going to the transfer portal while we're preparing for playoffs. Coaches are leaving. I don't like that. I don't like that there's all of this unknown on these teams. I do like that there's parity from this new playoff format, and with the NIL, it's making these teams that maybe weren't as competitive before very competitive now. Texas Tech is about to be a powerhouse, even though they lost this weekend. And so, there's fun stuff like that. There were some fun upsets this week, too, which made it a lot more interesting. We got our first double-digit seed to make the Final Four, which is pretty cool. It's a lot of upsets, which was kind of fun. I think the teams with the buys have won one game total or something crazy. There's not a ton of benefit it seems to have in that bye week.
But yeah, I feel like it's just a small sample size right now. And like I said, last year was very different because they had it where it was basically the top four best conferences had the bye, and that was kind of weird. Where it's it was like a Boise State last year. Did they deserve to be the top four? You know what I mean? There's a lot of a little bit of wonkiness where it's this year. I can understand 4 and 5. Yeah, that's like a 50-50 coin flip. You did have Indiana and Curt Cignetti do well in that one. But yeah, I could probably argue maybe the bye week. I personally would probably prefer if it was just my choice. I think it would be conference playoffs right over there, then start the games next week.
I think they give them too much time off. I think it's it should not be going into mid-January. The college football should be done this weekend at the latest, not tomorrow, Friday, and then we have a full another, I think, 10, 11 days off after that. And it's just I don't know. And I also like Dan Lanning's point about why are they catering to the NFL so much? These games are on a Thursday, a Friday, and a Monday. College football is supposed to be played on Saturdays. Keep the games on Saturdays. The NFL doesn't need to take over. I don't know. I do agree with some of his points. It is fun to have a Wednesday or a Thursday and a Friday night game, but I don't know. That's not about the playoff itself, though. The games have been pretty fun overall. They haven't been unbelievable, but they've been solid.
3 of the games were interesting, and one of them was abysmal. I'm just saying, and a travesty, I will say, as a Buckeyes fan.
Well, see, but then you have the shutout there with Oregon, which was pretty impressive. First, I think shutout in a very long time in the playoffs since maybe Ohio State did it in 2016.
Shutout last year, I will say. Oregon did get shut out by Ohio State. It was at one point it was 33-0.
Well, but they didn't finish there. I think they at least scored a field goal or something. So, yeah, the Ducks didn't get shut out.
Last year they did get shut out. I'm sorry.
The Buckeyes didn't score a point, or
No, if you're talking about last year, yeah, they did win decently.
What are you saying? Are you saying that the Ducks got shut out last year?
Yeah, they got shut out by Ohio State last year.
I thought they scored 3 points.
I don't think it was close. I think it was a blowout, if I remember.
I know, but that's not what we're arguing. I said a shutout. There's a difference between a blowout and a shutout. Indiana won by 35, but that's not a shutout.
No, I'm sorry. I was thinking blowout. I'm sorry, my bad.
Oh, I mean, right there we have Indiana absolutely throttling Alabama, which is hilarious.
Oh yeah, we got a couple clips right over here. Just wanted to say that one, but Douglas, I got to do it. This is the saddest thing right now.
Hmm.
It's hard right now. It's hard out here because I have to look at this atrocious game. The worst New Year's Eve that I had right now. I was with a bunch of Michigan fans, which is not good.
It's never good.
Miami beat Ohio State 24-14. At one point, it was 14-0.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean
Good
that
for
was
you,
kind
Miami.
of the concern going into this one was, Ryan Day overtook play calling, and their offensive coordinator got a new job. He was out the door, so Ryan Day thought it would be best if he did it. And unfortunately, kind of similar to the Lions of Dan Campbell, thinking that he could just take it over and do it. I don't know if it distracted him, what it was, but putting up 0 points in the first half, obviously not good enough. Like not national championship level stuff to get shut out for a full half.
Yeah, that was like a tough one right over here. I mean, this is like, why do we have to do this? This was awful. Worst thing ever. Why do I
I
have to live
mean,
in a world where the frickin' Buckeyes get their ass blasted by Miami? Miami? That's not fun. It is not fun. This is a disaster of all. I know Miami was good, but still, please.
yeah. I mean, I remember I watched a Miami game when they lost to Louisville, and the way that the announcers were talking, because I listened to the Miami broadcast, was season's over. Oh my gosh, we're terrible. Won't make the playoffs now. And they just went on about how the season was done. And to now see them in the semifinals is pretty fun. And a hard part about being Ohio State is I think they lost 34 players to the transfer portal. Stu has left me, but Ohio State had to lose 34 players to the transfer portal.
Now, okay.
Well, I'm not sure exactly where I left off, but yeah, I mean, I was saying kind of that Ryan Day thing with him doing the play calling probably didn't do them any favors. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure I saw that Ohio State lost 34 players that have entered the transfer portal, which is pretty wild to go from playoff game to having to absolutely fight for your roster within 2 days is tough.
Yeah, that's a really tough one. I mean, you basically lost your good players right over there. Ohio State, it's like, what are we supposed to do? Like I said, defense did not look good right over here. Offensive line, granted, that would have not mattered in that game, but still, that didn't help. Like that's our weakness right there. And Miami just throttled us the whole way. And I have to show this worst thing, Douglas. This was the most. I love you, Michael Irvin. You were the greatest thing. You gave us 3 Lombardis. But why do you got to do this right here? Why? Did you see this one, Douglas?
I have seen this one. I've actually been watching the Cowboys Netflix documentary too, so I've been seeing some Michael Irving, so it's kind of fun.
But I have to see this atrocious thing right now, and I'll show you.
Yeah, I have seen this TikTok clip or whatever it is.
Ohio State. That's time. Here you go, baby.
Whoa!
I told y'all, didn't I tell you, you have to come out here. Oh, here. Come out here. Ah! Ah! Hey, give me.
This is awful. Why do I have to deal with this? I love you, Michael Irvin, but still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the country's happier when Ohio State loses too. You guys are like the Death Star.
No, the country is not happy when. No. The country is not happy when Ohio State loses in this game. The country is sad.
I don't know.
In
happier
the land of
from that
Ohio State, it is sad.
Yeah, I mean, then losing all the players,
Well,
like
that's
it's
because you're
going
a
to
Michigan
be.
fan. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly not mad about it.
I
That's
mean,
for
I
sure.
will say, I'm just going to say this. I mean, you're going to have any Sharome's Moore statues, right? In Ann Arbor, right?
Well, I think we actually got a pretty good coach. That's what's so fun about this. Like we thankfully nailed the coach side of it. So now whatever that is all behind us. Bryce Underwood is back, Stu. Andrew Marsh is back. Zeke Berry is back. And they got some talent coming in. They have a really good coaching staff now. It's an exciting time. Like next year has a lot of potential. All of a sudden it went from, oh my gosh, we're doomed to, oh, we might be able to make a run at something here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's not the worst case scenario. I could see it definitely a worst case scenario right over here that happens right over there. Like I could see like a bad case scenario where it's just like disaster and failure and everything that happens. But hey,
I mean, it seemed
works.
like that was the road we were heading when Kenny Dillingham signed an extension. Kalen DeBoer wasn't leaving. I was like, uh-oh, this isn't going to go well. And then all of a sudden, we nailed it.
Yeah, I feel that's like the tough part about that. So we'll see. But I guess we'll talk about the ULG of Ohio State. They did win that. I think this would be a tough pill to swallow if we did not win the national championship last year and then we just win it this year. I think it would be a much more tougher pill to swallow. Mm-hmm. It sucks. I felt like we could have, I kind of agree with there's a podcast I listen to, Squid Hard and Red. And Red, who's an Ohio State fan, agrees. I mean, we had too many cupcake schedules. Good teams and good opponents right over there. And that probably cost us the postseason right there.
I mean, it could have, but at this point in the season, you should be tuned up. I mean, no, but because I mean, you guys obviously kept it closer against Indiana than almost anybody. So
yeah,
it was a surprising result for sure.
I mean, if Indiana wins it all the way to the end, I'll be like, okay, you know what? I'll be proud of you. They did a good job. Blah 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 blah. But this is a very much tough pill. Like this ain't the worst pill to swallow. I mean, like I said, 2006, that was probably the worst. If I had to think as a Buckeyes fan, where we number one Texas beat number one Michigan, number two Michigan, and we lose to LSU. That was not fun. That was not a fun. No, it was Florida. That's not a fun year. But and then to lose to the ACC, the most atrocious division out right now, that's not fun.
Yeah, I mean, you guys kind of stink against the ACC. Like, thank goodness for you, you're not over there. The last time you played an ACC school is probably Clemson, who won 31-0.
And then also we lose on New Year's Eve, 0-3. 0-3. I have to see us getting our ass kicked by Clemson by 40 or 30 or I don't know how many fucking points it was, but it was a disaster. It was a shutout.
31-0.
31-0. Still was a shutout. We got our ass kicked. We got bent over.
Yep.
We got bent over, spanked. And then the worst part was 2023. When we get our ass kicked by Georgia in a field goal.
Well, you didn't get your ass kicked. You should have won that game. You were up the whole game.
We were up the whole
and they would have won the national title that year too. Like,
that's even
what a shame.
We could have been a Buckeye dynasty, and you would have been so annoyed right now.
Instead, the Wolverines won the next championship, got beaten Ohio State. Those good times.
No. This year we beat you. We beat you. Sharon Moore last game.
You did, but then here you are out of the playoffs just like us.
Yeah, we're going to be sitting on the couch right over there. But, I got to say, there was another coach right over here. The coach of Miami, kind of had some choice words about how these guys won the national championship. I just wanted to see what your thoughts about this, Douglas, right over here.
Sure.
Awesome. But hats off to our guys for being some tough-ass sons of bitches.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that.
No, I cannot get mad at it.
I thought he was going to smack talk Ohio State or something, but no, that was good.
Yeah, I mean, also, you know what is a funny retro game because it was like, oh yeah, we got that, and we got Jimmy Johnson on the stands right over there. He was talking about, yeah, I love you, Miami coach. You did well. You know
Yeah.
what? I feel like it's like, man, it's like, why do you have to hurt me? As a cat, I love the boys, but still, Jimmy Johnson cheering against Miami, Michael Irvin doing the whipping.
I mean, they did go there. They're proud alumni. They have every right to. They
I know they're
probably would do the
proud of
same
them.
if the Cowboys could ever win anything. Sorry.
Why?
I've been
Why do I have
watching
to
that.
deal with this?
I've been watching
I
the
have to
Netflix
be.
documentaries too. The Netflix documentary gave me some new ammo
It's
on the
not fun.
Cowboys. I got fresh stuff.
It is not fun being a Cowboys fan. I support America's team. Why can't we do anything? Screw you, Jerry Jones.
I don't know, Stu. You're asking the right questions.
We could have been great if Jimmy Joe had stayed. I'm just saying. We would have won 5 Super Bowls.
It's possible for sure.
It's possible indeed, and now we got one down. So we're going to talk about the one that was the noon game. The Oregon Duckies basically ass blasted the second half against Texas Tech, 23-0, shutout right there. I thought this game was going to be closer. It was like 6-0. I was like, oh man, this game's going to be close. I was watching this game, and then fortunately, Oregon just said, help. Fourth quarter, hold my beer. I will show you how to blast this team. And they did. So
yeah, I mean, it was really surprising because Texas Tech was undefeated with their quarterback. And I mean, to get shut out, that was wild, but they immediately hit the transfer portal again. They've nailed a couple of new, they're definitely throwing money around down there. So Texas Tech will probably be around for the next several years with the way that they're, doing in the NIL era. So it might be kind of one of those we're not quite ready yet, but next year, maybe Indiana last year, where it's they made the playoff this year, that was cool. Next year is going to be oh my, you don't want to play Texas Tech.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for Texas Tech because, like I said, yes, it could be like an Indiana right there. I think the Big 12 is still weak. I mean, Douglas, when we get to the summertime, when we talk about the preseason for the Big 12, but I feel like it's the second weakest conference of the Power Four. I think it's basically Big 10 and SEC right there. I'd put Big 10, SEC, and then
ACC is third for sure.
ACC. I don't know. There's Miami and everyone else is dog shit.
Yeah, but I mean, they at least have Clemson who could make a run. They had Virginia who would have made the playoff if they would have won their game. It's the Big 12 is literally, well, I mean, I guess they had Arizona State make a run last year, but that was fluky.
Yeah,
Texas Tech will be the only consistent threat.
I mean, I feel like Arizona State could have probably done it this year, but they laid a big egg on that one. So,
well, yeah, and they don't have the resources. Colorado maybe could get serious if they go all in and kind of, but I don't know. It's hard to see them getting to that level. I don't know.
I don't know. Indeed, I think it's going to be an interesting one. I mean, we'll see if Texas Tech can basically keep that one. I mean, for all the Big 12, and I mean, I feel like everyone's kind of fleeing the Big 12. I feel like it's the pre-Pac 12 before the Pac 12. Everyone fled, but
isn't BYU and Utah, aren't they in the Big 12?
Yeah, they fled from the Pac 12, which should be the Pac 4 or 5 at this point, to the Big 12, basically.
Colorado. Yeah, I'm not mad about that conference, son. There's some teams out there.
Yeah, there's some teams. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I definitely do hope. I mean, maybe BYU could be a good powerhouse. I mean, we'll see how Texas Tech does it. But, I mean, the eulogy, I mean, good for you, Texas Tech. This is probably the farthest you ever done. I mean, I feel a little bit more hopeful for that versus A&M when they lost last week, where it was shit, this was batter Aggie syndrome, where it's
I think it's a lot easier to see Texas Tech sustain path to the playoffs. You're putting a ton of money in, you're getting elite players, and you're in a weaker conference. It's Texas A&M has to have a special year to make it there, and even if you're really good in the SEC, you could still get beat up by Bama and Georgia and Oklahoma and Texas, and still miss out, kind of like Vanderbilt this year. Like they were 10-2 and probably deserved a spot, but there's only so many spots.
And also the worst part is I think they did beat Georgia and Alabama, but they still laid an egg.
Well,
Towards
that's
the end
the
of it.
thing, yeah.
They did lay an egg against Texas, and then they laid an egg against Miami.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, good for you, Oregon. You did get that hump. I do feel like you kind of feel like for Oregon, like this is a good hump against from last year, where it was like you got your ass beat last year against Ohio State. I feel like this is like the redemption year. You know what I mean? You made it from number 5. You were that number 1. You had to play against a tough Ohio State team, and then you lost. But this year, I feel like it's like the redemption arc.
It could be. The problem is, I mean, they have one final redemption to get through, and that's beating Indiana, who is their only loss on the season.
Yeah,
so
and they lost.
Yeah.
But granted, that was in September, and it's like a different team. I always argue it's not how you begin the season; it's not how you end it. And it's a different team in September versus when they play in like in December, January. Right now, like this is 2 different teams right now.
Yeah, but the problem is Indiana is still the best team in the country. Like that hasn't changed, and so it's like it's like that's been a constant, and it's like it almost feels like whoever wins Oregon, Indiana is going to win the national title. Like it feels like to me, it feels like they're clearly the 2 best teams. No disrespect, Ole Miss and Miami, but it feels like the Big Ten is the best conference, and it feels like it's kind of like whoever comes out of that one is, at least in my mind, the favorite to win the title.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be an interesting one. I mean, I do kind of feel like when my spoilers, my pick is probably going to be
Your pick is who?
But we'll see. We'll see when we'll get our thoughts, memories right over here. But like I said, good for you. Like I said, they never won a national title. Oregon, it's been forevers. Texas Tech, unfortunately for the eulogy for them, we will not advance the TTs on their helmets to the Final Four.
That's all right. Better luck next season, boys.
Better luck next season right over here. And then now we're down to 2 more to go right now. We figure we got to talk about the one where Indiana just ass whooped them Hoosiers against Bama. Remember when people were saying that Alabama was a better team? SEC this, SEC that. SEC is just better. What is this Indiana? Why do we got to talk about Indiana? This team is trash.
So Stu, hindsight's 2020, right? But my argument in the very first college football podcast that I was on was Notre Dame would have been a better fit. Would Notre Dame have been a better matchup against Indiana? Like, would that have been a better game?
No. I still think they would have gotten their ass kicked.
Okay.
I think maybe
you can have your opinion, but your opinion's wrong.
Okay, I will say this. Maybe they lose like 24 or 25, but I think Indiana, and this is always my complaint about Notre Dame, they got some soft-ass schedules right there, and don't forget about next year where it's just soft as shit.
Yeah, I mean, their only loss is to an 11-2 playoff loser in Miami who just beat Ohio State.
And
so it's like, Ohio State gave Indiana a great game. I think Notre Dame would have given Indiana a way better game than whatever Alabama did.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, to be fair, Alabama, and I'll be nice to the Bamas, even though I laughed right over here. They did make it to the final 8. You know what I mean? They did beat an Oklahoma team right over here, in that one. So I'll give them credit for that one. But unfortunately, they were that bubble team, and unfortunately, that bubble team, this game shows that they were a bubble team right over here, losing to the Hoosiers. The first time a team that did not have a bye got eliminated in the playoffs right now. Only one right now.
Well, and I mean, Curt Cignetti, I think, said it best, which I really liked, was they kind of asked if there'd be anything like the legacy of how great Bama's been. And what was the quote? It's basically saying that my players only know what they see on the tape of how good this team is. Like, he was basically saying, we see the tape and we know that we're better than them. We don't care that they're Alabama. We're the better football team. And like, they showed it. I mean, Curt Cignetti is locked in, dude. I mean, this guy might be the best coach in the country. Like, he is unfreaking believable. Out scheming Dan Lanning, Ryan Day, Michigan, Alabama. Like, this dude is absolutely unbelievable.
I mean, he is going to get a statue. No matter what, he will definitely. Like, would you agree? Like, 100% that guy's going to get a statue, even if they make it to like the Final Fours. But
Oh, I mean, he has to. I mean, they hadn't won a conference title since like the 50s, 40s, or 50s. I think they won their first ever Rose Bowl this year. So it's like this dude's already a legend at the university. But I mean, if he goes out and he goes 16-0 and wins the national title, like that is just unbelievable.
And I feel like, Douglas, we need to show you this play right over here to show the glory and greatness of just seeing Alabama get their ass kicked right over here. And then this is better. This is even better. This might be your greatest videos of all time, I will say. Maybe top 5.
Four-man rush, plenty of time. Simpson escapes. And not going to slide. He's going to stay on his feet.
Do it. Yeah!
That is a good one. Stu, I can't believe, though, now that you're doing this highlight, I can't believe you did not show the pick 6 that Julian Sayin threw. That was like Ohio State had a chance in that game. That was one of the craziest pick 6s I've ever seen.
I mean, that could have been on there right there, but I was too traumatized right there, and also I couldn't find the clips.
Well, either way, I want to bring it up because it was such a great play. Like, that play changed the game. Like, that was insane.
But I feel like, what really did change the play was some players right over here was talking about the coach, Curt Cignetti, talked about his great plays right there. And he kind of talked about this right over here. How? This might have been a little bit earlier, but I just kind of wanted to see his clip right over here.
I mean, what's the...
Who are you talking about? The high school guys, the transfers? Who?
All of the above. I mean, how do you... Is there
it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
Isn't that great?
And all he's done is win, man. I mean, shoot, what is he? 25-2 or so? Maybe 25-3 with a Big Ten title, a Rose Bowl win, a win over Ohio State this year. I mean, he's beaten at Penn State, at Oregon. He's beaten Michigan. He's beaten Ohio State. Like, clearly, he beat Alabama. Like, clearly the best coach in the country other than maybe Kirby Smart. Him and Kirby Smart, I think. Like, they seem like the top 2 right now to me.
It is so crazy because, like I said, when he started out there, like when he came to it, did you ever watch the 60 Minutes interview with the Indiana coach?
Not in its entirety, no.
Honestly, you should watch that one because it's just like when he gets to the program, everybody's just like, and he came from James Madison, where they just winning conference championships, they're making it the postseason, they made it to a D1 school. And they go to Indiana, and he goes to Indiana. And everybody's mentality is just like, you can't get it done here. Banners are old. He talked about when he went to the facilities, it's like run down. Like he went to the office. It's like things have not changed since the 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
They have this attitude like things can't get it done. And look what he has done.
He's one bad dude, man. And the craziest, another random crazy stat too, though. All 4 coaches that are in the finals are all were assistants under Nick Saban at some point.
Yeah.
So like, it's like Nick Saban runs wild. Like Curt Cignetti was there, Dan Lanning. I can't even think of who the other guys are.
Was it the Oregon guy?
Cristobal and I don't know. I don't know who the other coaches.
If I had to pick who do I want to win the national championship, I think we'll let the Hoosiers to do it. It's the greatest Cinderella story.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I mean, they have to, at least in my opinion, they have to have America's heart. I mean, Miami, they've been successful. I mean, they'd be okay because they haven't won in 20 plus years, but like they've been there. Oregon, they've been there, but they haven't done it. So like I wouldn't be mad at Oregon.
But they kind of choke a little And Ole Miss would be kind of hilarious for the LOL memes of like Lane Kiffin just basically, okay, I'll flip off. They were like, when Lane Kiffin's like, fuck you, Ole Miss, I'm going to LSU. And then it was just like the ultimate fuck you.
Well, I mean, yeah, Ole Miss versus Indiana would be about as fun as it gets because either way you have a hilarious story. And I mean, it's hard to say, but I mean, I think a lot of people are going to root really hard against Lane Kiffin now. So, like, Ole Miss winning the national title would be absolutely hysterical.
And it's crazy to think how everyone's saying like SEC this, SEC that. If Indiana wins or Oregon wins, we have 3 years of Big Tens winning
3
back
different
to back.
schools, too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and it's 3 different. It's like we show that, like, you know what? People say the SEC is good and SEC that. Not this decade.
I mean, I think right now the Big Ten is by far the best conference.
I think it is the best.
I don't know how you would say anything else. I mean, Indiana just beat Alabama by 35. You know, Ohio State beat Texas. Granted, Texas beat Michigan. But, like, you know, I think top to bottom, the Big Ten, every year there's like 5-6 teams there. Like, they could make the playoffs and win the national title right now. Like, going into next year, you look at Indiana, Oregon, Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State. Like, you're all like, yep, I could see them making the playoffs and winning the whole thing.
Yeah, and I feel like there's not a lot of people that are going to the draft this year. So, like, Julian Sain is staying for another year. Bryce Underwood is staying for another year. Mendoza is staying for another year.
I mean, USC just had the #1 recruiting class in the country, and Lincoln Riley is a genius. Like, maybe USC gets hot. I wouldn't be shocked to see USC make it. Washington, if they get that quarterback back, they could, you know, it's like the Big Ten is unbelievable right now.
And also think about it, UCLA is getting, you know, they're getting the coach from JMU. Are you going to tell me that none of those players are going to go to UCLA right now? Like, that's going to be a good power. They could be, you know, a sleeper team right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you look at how deep the Big Ten is, and I mean, it's genuinely 8 teams strong that like could compete. You know, and like now it's hard to really see where the SEC is better. Like, I mean, maybe if you give me Georgia, but I would take, you know, the Big Ten's top over Georgia or Alabama or Oklahoma right now.
Yeah, I feel like I would probably take, like, I'm trying to think. It'd be like Georgia, Alabama, maybe Texas, maybe A&M, and then Vanderbilt, and that's it. And then everyone else, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of potential. I mean, like LSU maybe, but like they haven't been good. Like, there's teams that you look at that with potential, but it's like right now. I mean, obviously Ole Miss this year, like that was fun. So like you could throw them in there. They're obviously in the semifinals.
I mean, you do have Ole Miss. Yeah, I do definitely think about Ole Miss. But speaking of which, we got to probably see another Curt Cignetti clip right over here. We just probably got to talk about him talking about the press conference right over here, talking about how he beat Mr. Them Bamas right over here, gentlemen.
Well, so Monday was our travel day, which was a Wednesday practice. So, you know, as soon as we found out who our opponent was, after Alabama and Oklahoma played, the next day was a Sunday. So in my mind, every day then was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in terms of our routine, right? So our travel day really was a Wednesday. Up until that day, I really liked where we were. I didn't think we had a great practice the travel day because, you know, we had to move everything up. And the players, quite, you know, on a travel day, they're used to having a walkthrough. And then we got here, and all the bowls, I'm going to call this, since we changed locations early. We've never had a great practice, first day on site, ever, right? And it wasn't horrible practice, but didn't meet the standard. So that's why I feel a sense of urgency, like, to get it right today. And to get everybody thinking, you know, the way we want to think.
Oh my goodness. Wouldn't you agree without that?
Yeah, I mean, he's got something special going on right now.
I mean, good for him. Like, this is why he's successful. And I hate to say it, this is why, like, other teams like Michigan State, Northwestern, Illinois, I hate to say even Michigan, why he's successful and everyone else is not.
Why'd you throw Michigan under there?
I don't know. I just want to.
I mean, you could throw Penn State in there a lot easier.
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about Penn State. Oh yeah, and the freaking
Nebraska would be a good one to throw in there.
Oh my goodness! I
Like
think
Michigan just won the national title 2 years ago. Get boo.
I say it, and this makes you funny thing. Who do you think gets the low? If for all the sports right now, who do you think gets the Lolcow of the year? Is Penn State on there?
Penn State would be up there. Yeah, I mean they're in the running. It's hard to say though. There's definitely some good ones, I'm sure.
Like, I'm trying to think. They like Tree had a great one where he had like the list of like who gets the Lolcow of the year. It would be like NASCAR. I think. I'm gonna find it right there. I'm gonna find it. The post. So he had for his Lolcow of the year was the Mets,
That's a
NASCAR.
good one.
You know about the whole history about NASCAR where they're just basically like they're losing ratings. They had a lawsuit. One of their
It's a disaster. Yeah.
one of the commissioners called another person a redneck. Yeah, that's like, and there's like it's not good. Lane Kiffin at LSU, and then his final one is Penn State football. I think I put Penn State football number one.
Yeah, I mean they were the most prominent. But I mean the Mets are a really good one too. Like they were pretty heavy favorites. I mean the Chiefs have to be up there. Like I don't know how the Chiefs don't get a mention. I mean they're sitting there at 6-11 after all season. Everybody's saying that they're going to win the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, but I feel like my opinion of a Lolcow is like it's like a Penn State situation where you just like crash and burn. You know what I mean? It was like
they were 6-11. They were eliminated from the playoffs in like week 13 or 14.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying the Super Bowl window's wide open and they missed the playoffs by 5 weeks. How is that not a crash and burn?
But I don't think they were like laughable bad, if that kind of makes sense.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Did they lose to the Raiders to end the season too?
Yeah, but Mahomes was hurt.
So they literally lost to the Raiders to end their season. The team don't get out of here, Stu. You care too much about the Chiefs. They deserve Lolcow status this year.
I agree with the top four, and my opinion would be if we had to do it like Dutch style voting, my top four would probably be Penn State, LSU. I think I'll put NASCAR number 3 just because I just feel like after the last decades, I haven't watched NASCAR in years, but I just feel like what I kind of heard is they just do too many gimmicky bullshit now. And then the Mets number 4.
See, I think I would go. This is my personal list, not the one off Trees. I would honestly go Chiefs, Penn State, then the Mets, and I don't know who my 4th would be because I mean NASCAR probably could be up there. Like it's pretty whack right now. So I mean, I guess I could just throw a NASCAR out there.
You could probably put NASCAR at number like up there, and it's like an organization that's a Lolcow. You know what I mean? Versus like a team that's a Lolcow. You could also.
Well, I mean, that's where you could. Well, I mean, if you're going to like that though, I would put the NCAA as the Lolcow right now. Like they have no authority over anything. Everybody's running wild. Like nobody's enforcing rules. It's just the absolute wild, wild west, and they're scared to do anything because they're scared they'll get sued. So they literally are refusing to basically do anything.
True, but at least their ratings are not going down, or their money is going down like NASCAR.
Well, I mean, I guess if you're looking at the financials, but it's just an absolute joke of an organization. The NCAA is up there.
It's like the same thing when I say like, who's a worse commissioner, Gary Bettman or Roger Goodell? And I'm like, oh, it's Bettman because he's losing money. Goodell is at least getting owners' money.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the NHL's got to be going up at this point, though. Is Bettman in the NHL?
Bettman's been Bettman's been an NHL commissioner since you've been born, Douglas. Before you were born.
See, maybe I don't understand hockey then, because like I feel like hockey's been popular my whole life, but I've also been from Michigan, so.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's like a regional thing, and like I said, there's like some teams that just like they're bleeding money off of this. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I guess my counter argument then would be too, like I feel like it's hard to sell hockey to the whole country, but who doesn't love football? Everybody loves football. And you can play in the snow and the rain and the desert. You can play football anywhere. Playing hockey in the desert feels wrong.
Yeah. I mean, that did fail in that one. But we got to probably eulogize Alabama. How do you feel about, okay, first time since Bama made it to the 12-team playoffs, and they
Mhm.
just win one game and they're out?
I mean, they looked soft. Like they look soft. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I did want their coach, and like granted, he might have been a great fit, but like I also just feel like they lack like a fundamental toughness that like isn't what Michigan or Alabama necessarily wants to be. Like
No.
they seem undisciplined and just like I saw this YouTuber that I enjoy. I saw his video today where he was doing the sketch where he was pretending to be Kalen DeBoer and Nick Saban, and it was like Nick Saban coming out of retirement and just cursing out Kalen DeBoer, saying like "Get on the ground" and like just hitting people and like, "Dude, this isn't tough enough," and just Saban just screaming at them, telling the players like basically they were just a bunch of wussies and all this other stuff, and like that summed it up perfectly to me. Like they got out physical, outplayed, out schemed, out absolutely everything by Indiana.
Yeah, I hate to say it, they did. And that's a sucky thing. You know what? This is not the Bama of yesteryear where it was just like dominant after dominant after dominant after dominant. Granted, they laid some eggs, but they were always dominant in this one. And I kind of feel like the Caleb DeBoer era, they've been okay because it wasn't like they went bad. I mean, if you want to get bad Bama times, go 2000s. 4 and
Mhm.
4, 4-8. That's bad Bama times. Like they
Mhm.
were in the 2000s before
Well,
Saban.
it seems like the path to the national title has been going through the Rose Bowl too. Michigan beat
Yeah.
Bama in the Rose Bowl. Ohio State beat Oregon in the Rose Bowl. Indiana won in the Rose Bowl, 3 straight Big Ten Rose Bowls, then national titles.
Let's do it. Let's see how it goes. And unfortunately, I will say for the Alabama, they rolled Tide out of the playoffs.
See you.
Yes, yeah. And then finally, we got to talk about my favorite game. Honestly, it was probably my favorite game of the week: Georgia versus Ole Miss. It was a nail biter. Both teams were
That's
fighting
the
for the last.
easy best game. Yeah, easy number one.
Might be my favorite game of the year. Like, ooh, I think it might be my favorite game of the year. Like either NFL or college right now.
Ooh, that Rams Seahawks one might beg to differ.
Oh
That
yeah, that's
one
a
was
good one.
fun. Yeah, I mean it's up there though. I mean, especially with what was on the line, all the storylines. I mean, yeah, I mean it was top 5 games for sure. I would say across just
Yeah,
football.
and maybe the Rams Seahawks that Rams Seahawks game that'd be more fun. But that's like the regular season. I feel like are people going to remember this 5 years from now? Versus, I think people are going to remember this game 5 years from now.
I mean, people in Mississippi will forever.
They will forever realize that the Georgia Bulldogs just fortunately laid an egg right at the end. But that's okay
Well,
because
and
then
one of my favorite stats, one that is dear to my heart. This is the first year since 2014 that the Final Four does not have Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, or Clemson.
you know the crazy part is, I think since 2021, Georgia has not won a playoff game.
Since their last national title, they haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, did they win? They didn't win one last year.
No, they lost. They lost the first game. They went one and done. So 2 one and dones.
Yeah, and both off bye weeks too.
Yes.
Yeah, those dogs probably don't want the bye week next year.
Yeah, it's like, do you want the bye week, Georgia? I just want to let you know because you've been the curse of the bye week, unfortunately for the Bulldogs right over here. Uga is not proud right there.
Yeah, I mean this
And
one was fun too because I think Georgia handed Ole Miss their only loss in the season too. So seeing Ole Miss avenge a loss and their quarterback, man, he was money. Like this one looked like it might be going to overtime, and then
I
they
thought
hit.
so. Okay, I thought I was agreeing with you, Douglas. Sorry, I cut you off, but
No,
I was
no.
like, oh my goodness, this is gonna go overtime, and then boom, Caleb DeBoer, boom, threw that ball right over there to the end zone. I was like, holy shit, Ole Miss is gonna win this game.
Yeah, that was definitely a great game, and I'm really happy for Ole Miss. I mean, I I'm not, and like this is just the biased part of me. Like Georgia manhandled Michigan so much the first time we made the playoffs, and I was like, oh. And so like, it's kind of fun. Like they went back to back. Like they have their 2 national titles. Like y'all are good. Let's get some fresh blood in there. Let's get Ole Miss in there. So like, kind of like the other ones. Like I'm sorry, not sorry, Georgia. Like it stings. You overachieved, I thought too. I mean, Gunnar Stockton was fun, but like it felt like they overachieved all season and kind of were like they were pretty clutch, but their luck just kind of ran out.
No, I think, yeah, unfortunately the luck ran out. And unfortunately, there was one field goal kick right over here. And it's the infamous kick that unfortunately made them Ole Miss win in infamy right over here. For greatness, I figured we got to throw that kick right over here, Douglas.
Sure.
47 yards. And it is good! Right down the middle!
Sad. Georgia fan.
That was glorious. I mean, you know, it's so fun to see like the amount of teams that can make runs now. Like I am a big fan of this age of college football where it's like we're not just going to have the same 12 teams every year. It's going to be a Boise State and Arizona State. All of a sudden, Ole Miss is on a run. Oh, look, here comes Oklahoma. Like,
Yeah.
truly having like probably 60 teams in any given year that, you know, if things fall the right way, they could make a run at it. Pretty fun times with the like, because I feel like even up to like 4 or 5 years ago, a team like Ohio State or LSU had so much talent that they just stockpiled it. Now these dudes are like, dude, like I want to be on the field. Like I don't care if I got to go, you know, over to Western Kentucky for a year and then transfer in. Like let me just get on the field. And so like all these dudes are getting so much experience that it's just raising the quality of football just by so much.
You know, it's so funny because I was thinking about when the NIL deal happened during COVID, name, image, and likeness happened. There were some people like, oh shit, it's going to be all these big schools like Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Georgia. They're just going to hog all the big players. They're going to get so much money. I was thinking, you know, what if you're like a 4-star recruit? And let's just say you want to go to Michigan or Ohio State or Georgia, and you realize, wait a minute, I'm not going to be the starter. I'm going to be backup. Why not go to like a middling school? I will be like a superstar right over there, and then I get some money right over here. And I thought, like, you know,
well, then you have the boosters at like Texas Tech. They're just like, all right, cool. Like I can throw around a few mil, go get a quarterback, and then all of a sudden, boom! Like all these, you know, fan bases have huge alumni bases that are rich. Like if we can just throw money at it, like, do you know how many of these boosters have been dying for this chance? Like I have millions of dollars, and all I've ever been able to do before is say, you know, let's recruit harder. And now I can actually just write a check and get some star players in here. Like, heck yeah, dude. Oh, you don't want to go to Ohio State, but you're like a high level 4-star. Heck yeah, I'll cut you $1 million.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll play at Northwestern right now. Like, boom. I mean, Northwestern still sucks ass, but you know, I mean, I'm, you know, that would be like super like good, and I feel like it's gotten so much parity. Like, look at this compared to. I know we didn't do like a 14 playoffs, but could you imagine if we did a 12-team playoffs in the 2010s? Like, what would
yeah,
be,
I mean,
like,
it'd be pretty boring after a certain point, but like, because yeah, I mean, here you get a Vanderbilt, you get an Indiana, you get an Arizona State, you get, you know, these random teams that are making runs at it, and it's fun.
I mean, Indiana has never won like a major bowl game in my lifetime. The 50s. Vanderbilt has never had a winning season since 1915. It's been since before it was like during the radio era. That's how long it's been to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I like this era. I just hope that the NCAA can regulate it enough to like what's going on with that Washington quarterback is going to be big. Like, because he signed a contract for like $4 million to play for Washington, and then enters the transfer portal like 3 days later. And it's like, so the university's like, no, dude, you just signed a contract. And so, like, will the NCAA do anything? Can they, you know, hold him to that contract? Does he have to sit out a year or something? Like, this is going to be big. Like, if he can just sign a contract and then without even thinking about it, turn around and walk out. Like that's like basically shows that they have absolutely no teeth anywhere, and these players can do whatever they want right now.
Yeah, and I also got to say it, like back in the 2000s, I hate to say it, 2010s, NCAA was so corrupt. Like you make billions of dollars, and some of these players get injured, they ruin their lives right over there in college football, and then they're just like, ah, not my problem.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing when you think about like the NFL, the players get percentages of revenue and all these other pieces because they're making so much money. Like the highest level of college football is the same structure, but all that money was just going to the universities, the NCAA. It's like I'm all for the idea of the money going to the players because without the players, you don't have a product. Like you have a coach and they're making $8 million a year, and your player can't get a cheeseburger for free.
Yeah, like who cares? I know that there was a huge tattoo scandal in Ohio State, and I know that no one would care. Like in that, like in the last 20 years of scandal, what's the big deal? Reggie Bush lost his Heisman because of like, and then what are you supposed to do when like literally you're like a kid who grew up with nothing, and then someone's like, "Hey, I can help your parents get a house."
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's what's nice about this era. Because I mean, I don't think anybody wants these kids. Just like they deserve it. And like honestly, like now it's just a running joke that they used to pay all these players so much money.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like an open running joke. Like I saw an interview with Coach O for LSU, and he was like, the only difference for us now is instead of, sneaking the money out back, we now walk the money out front and just hand it to them. So it's like the major programs already doing this. Let's just put everybody on a level playing field.
Yeah. And that's why I got to say, and I mean, who would have thought that this, if you told me 5 years ago or 2 years ago, NIL happens, would you say this is the Final Four you would remember if I told you, yeah, okay, NIL is going to happen, 12-team playoffs. We're going to have Ole Miss, Oregon, Indiana, like these 4 teams.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I don't think really anybody would have predicted that at the beginning of the year. Like I don't know anybody that would throw a pink. I mean, granted, there's a slight chance because all these teams went into the season reasonably highly ranked. But like, you don't expect Indiana to like get better from last year. It kind of seemed like maybe they had a fluky year. And then they just run it back and they're way better. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, this is way better Indiana than last year. I mean, let's be honest on that one. And I should say, Georgia tried to make one hell of a play, unfortunately. And unfortunately, it did not work out right over here. What did you thoughts about this play, Douglas?
No, I mean, I chuckled at this play. Like the fact that it ends up hitting the pylon is hilarious.
Whoa! And then
the game is over. Officials signaling a safety on the last play of the game. That doesn't matter.
Good for you, Indiana. Or not
Good for you.
Ole Miss.
I can't get mad at that. That makes me so happy right over there, Douglas. And look at that.
I mean, yeah, I think in my dream world, give me Indiana versus Ole Miss, and either way, the storylines are hilarious.
Yes. It's like this. Please happen, football gods. I pray to you. Please let it be Indiana versus Ole Miss. I don't want Miami versus Oregon. I mean, that would be cool, but I'm like, is that really going to be cool right there?
I mean, there's no combination that makes me mad, and that's the nice thing. Like, usually there's a team that I'm like, oh my gosh, not them. But like Oregon, I mean, granted, Dan Lanning, he ran up the score in Michigan. Whatever, dude. He can do it. They were winning. Cool. Good on him. Like, it'd be fun to see Oregon do it. Indiana would be by far the most interesting. But
It's going to be interesting. I mean, this is an interesting Final Four. Like I said, nobody expected it. Like I said, the shortest time the team that has won the Final Four right now and made it to the national championship is Miami. It's been 2002. I was a wee young lad the last time Miami won national championships.
Yeah. Well, that's what's crazy about it. It's like, most of the kids that are playing in this weren't born when, Miami last did it.
Yeah. And Ole Miss, it's been since 1960 the last time. And granted, that was like when it was like the coaches poll and the AP poll, and people were like, "Does that really count?" Like that's like a weird time in that era of college football. You know what I
I
mean? Where
mean,
there was
unfortunately,
no.
that was about 60 years of college football. But yeah, I
That
mean,
was
that one happened when my dad was a wee lad.
Yeah, same thing. My dad was a wee lad, and then we got two teams never even seen a national. I mean, Oregon has been close,
Mm-hmm.
but they never got the cigar. And Indiana, this is the most successful season in college football. I don't even think they won 8 games in a really long time, let alone going undefeated.
I mean, it's insane. And I mean,
Yeah.
there's not a better indicator of the new age of college football than Indiana.
Yes. So we can start with the first one, the previews right over here. Miami versus the Red Raiders right over here. They are 3 points for Miami. I'm actually kind of surprised. I feel like I actually disagree with the 3-point spread right now.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think,
I think Ole Miss should be favored, and I like Ole Miss to win it.
yeah. Why is Miami not? Why is they favored? Can you
I
explain
mean, if
that
I
to
had
me?
to
Like,
guess, it's because their defense has been top notch, but like Ole Miss's offense has just been elite, though.
Carson Beck has been great, but he also had a lot of interceptions. But granted, like the passing yards, I think I like Trinidad Trinidad right over here in Ole Miss. I feel like he's going to do well. Chamberlain, I should say. Was it Chamberlain?
Chambliss, maybe.
Chambliss, sorry. Chambliss right over here. So it's going to be interesting. Like I said, Miami, first time in a while to get close to that national championship. Ole Miss has never done it. I think they're going to win it. I think they win it by like 8.
I mean, I would say I would give them like winning by about 4. Like, I think it'll be a really
Yeah.
close game, but I do think that Ole Miss personally is the more complete team. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have too much more of a breakdown. I mean, they're a 10-2 team that kind of lucked their way into, making it based on a head-to-head result from September. It's like, granted, they got hot at the right time. I mean, we've seen Ohio State make it when it was controversial and they win the whole thing. Sometimes it's not about, it's just about getting hot at the right time. Indiana or
Yeah.
Miami's playing good, but Ole Miss avenged their only loss on the season, and their quarterback is really freaking good. Like, I think Ole Miss's quarterback is better than Carson Beck personally.
I think I agree. Trinidad Chamberlain is looking amazing right now. I think really this game in Georgia really put his test right over here, and he fought for his life, and he won.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for the Fiesta Bowl, I think I'm going to go definitely Ole Miss right over here.
Yeah,
And then
agreed.
we got the other game right there, Oregon versus Indiana.
I think this one might be more of a quarterback controversy too, because these might be the top 2 draft picks in the next year's NFL draft as well. If Oregon's guy goes to the draft,
I'm trying to think. So Rosa is a junior, correct?
yeah, but I mean, he's probably going to be the number 1 pick if he goes. So, like, Indiana just signed a highly ranked transfer quarterback as well.
But I feel like for the NIL era, I feel like a lot of quarterbacks are going to wait till their senior year because it's like, why do you want to be like go to the draft and get paid less?
Well, I mean, I think that depends on where you're going to be drafted. Like, if you're a late first rounder, sure. But if you're going to go number 1 overall, heck yeah, you're going. I mean, and if you get number 1 overall, like, that's guaranteed more than you're making to Indiana. But like a Carson Beck, it made sense for Carson Beck to go back because he made more at Miami than he would have gone in the 2nd or the 3rd round.
Yeah. And then it's kind of funny because it's like, man, Ohio State could have had a Carson Beck, but
yeah. Well, I mean, an Ole Miss's quarterback already said that if the NCAA lets him, he'll go back to school another year. So, like, on that side, you have more of the not elite quarterbacks that would prefer to be in college. But I think here at the top, you have the 2 best quarterbacks in the country.
Yeah. Now, interestingly enough, Indiana has a 4% spread right over here. And the matchup predictions, 70.4% right now. Predictions right over there.
Well, I mean, they went into Eugene and they won. And, like, they've been the most consistent, most dominant team. I mean, Indiana's clearly the best team in the country this year. But Oregon, I think, has been like the second or third best team a lot of the year. You know, I mean, Ohio State was there, obviously. But it's like Oregon, they've been so consistent with, So I don't know. Like, 70% seems high, but also Indiana has been so unbelievable. It's hard to argue with.
Yeah, and I always say the last time they did play against each other, Oregon did lose to them by 10 points.
In Oregon, too. Like, that's what's crazy. So it's like.
Yeah. I think Indiana's going to win this one. I think they win it by 12. I don't think it's a good game.
I mean, I think they'll win it by about 8, but it's hard to pick anybody other than Indiana winning the whole thing. I mean, when you beat Alabama, Ohio State, Oregon and Oregon, like it's hard to say there's a better team in the country than Indiana. But that being said, a lot of teams have gotten to avenge losses in the playoffs too and prove us wrong. Like we had Alabama avenging a loss, we had Ole Miss avenging a loss, so it's like. There's ever a time to avenge a loss, it's in the semifinals.
It is the semifinals, but I do feel like that it's just that momentum right now. I just feel like Indiana has the momentum. Everything, it's just like boom, 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 boom. Like Indiana got this. I think they got this right over here.
I agree. The only devil's advocate side that I would say is it's really hard to beat a team twice at this level. Like, that Dan Lanning in Oregon has made so many tweaks and they are so well prepared for this game. But that being said, though, man, Curt, he knows how to coach with the best of them, and he also has so many wrinkles and the Heisman Trophy winner and everything else.
I mean, he's checking that tape also about Oregon. Let's be honest. He's not like, oh, I'm just going to chill. We beat them once. No, he's going to be like,
he's locked in, man. But Dan Lanning is locked in too, though. That's the thing. I mean, they just beat a really good Texas Tech team 23-0. So it's like these two teams, I mean, clearly the two best teams in the country, in my opinion, at this point.
They did kick Alabama's ass by like 35. That's the only thing.
I mean, yeah, like Oregon won 23-0, and they have the less impressive win.
Yeah.
Like that's how it's fun.
That is the crazy part. Everyone's just kind of like, oh, you beat Texas Tech. Indiana just beat Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Well, we all knew it was kind of a weak Bama team, but like still.
That was like still a good one right there.
Mm-hmm.
And look at this, Douglas. That is it for those two teams. 4 teams, I should say. Do you have any final thoughts right over here?
I mean, I think we've given them all. I mean, I really wish that Oregon and Indiana could play for the national title, because I feel like that's, in my opinion, that's most likely the national title game. Like whoever wins that one is most likely winning the chip. So I feel like that would have been the most fun if those two teams could have met for the chip, but we'll settle for a semifinal.
Yeah, we'll settle for the semifinals. I mean, it's going to be a fun one. I think this is going to be a fun Final Four. Honestly, I've been loving the college football playoffs. I think this year's been way better than last year, even though, granted, my Buckeyes won. But it's been a fun season.
It has been. I mean, it'd be nice if there's more close games. Like, I feel like we had a lot of double-digit games, which kind of bums me out. Like, I think we only had – I mean, I only see one possession game in there.
Yeah, there was only one. You did have also people complaining about no G5, never let G5 in. But it's also expected.
Yeah, I mean, so I do hope that this round is like at least close games. Like, I don't want to be turning the game off in the third quarter because, Miami's up by 40. Like,
yeah, like
if it's games that I can lock into and like we have fourth quarter drama. Like, I want to see Dante Moore and I want to see Fernando there. I want to see them making a drive to win the game at the end. Like, I don't want to see it being a blowout and one team just taking knees at the end and like just running out the clock.
Yeah, I don't want that either, but we'll see how that goes. Sometimes you get sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, sometimes you walk away. But anyway, Douglas, that is it for this podcast right over here. Next week, we're going to talk about the Final Four right over here, games recap, and the national championship preview right over here. And then we're going to talk about a wild card weekend recap with the divisional round. We'll see who's going to make the Super Bowls, which one will fold, which one will make fun of, and which one will definitely get an extra crispy $1 because them Steelers are going to trash out, it's going to be me.
Stu, I'm really sorry to bankrupt you. I apologize.
You are not going to bankrupt me. We are not going back. We're not bringing back the time machine for decrepit Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying.
You know, you got a lot more on the line than I do.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm going to get as always. Take care. As always, bye-bye.